Another, well, a book I've been reading at the moment is about business and profitability, and how this links into climate change. And a couple of the key points from that were differentiation and leverage. Now, if you've got any product, then what is important about it varies depending on what it is. If you're selling a piece of plastic that's got to hold 200 kilograms and it's got to be blue, then the characteristics are it's blue and it holds 200 kilograms. But as people become more aware of climate change, one of the specifications is there is a low number of carbon emissions associated with this blue piece of plastic that holds 100 kilograms. So increasingly, in the UK at least, supermarkets are getting more interested in climate change. Their customers are, so they're also demanding these specifications in for their products. Now, supermarkets don't actually want to pay more to have low carbon products, and they don't really see a reason why they should have to. So if you happen to be on the receiving end of this, if you're a supplier, then one, it's important to start measuring how much energy you're using and where that energy is coming from, if that's high carbon energy. And two, it's starting to become worthwhile to differentiate yourself from your competitors by having certain measures which increase the environmental performance of the good that you're selling. I think that this idea of leverage is really going to be crucial to how green products are going to, or less environmentally damaging products are going to spread out across society. And if you can imagine Walmart, or in the UK Walmart own Asda, so they're a hugely influential brand, if they start seriously adding in the environmental impact of products into their procurement policies, then all those thousands of downstream suppliers are going to be affected by this. So quite often environmentally friendly measures that the suppliers have to make don't actually cost much. They're energy efficient. Quite often they have good payback times, but it's just something they haven't focused on at the moment. So this is going to be a new motive for them, and actually it's going to become a core part of their business, what they do, that they're going to have low carbon products. Another interesting development recently has been the Carbon Disclosure Project, which is a group of institutional investors who have got together and demanded that at the moment it's several thousand companies disclose their carbon emissions. Now obviously the size of this group of investors is what matters, and that's been growing significantly year on year. At the moment they have something like $40 trillion worth of investments, which, you know, it's quite an abstract number, but it sounds like a lot to me. And they've, last year from a FTSE, I think FTSE 250, they had about 70% of these companies disclosing their carbon emissions. So if people are going to, obviously the 30% who haven't are now under some scrutiny, and I'm sure there are people making decisions not to invest in either polluting companies or those that haven't disclosed their emissions, because we're assuming that they're polluting, and that's a regulatory risk, because if there's a carbon price, then these companies are going to suffer. So disclosure of carbon emissions is going to be a really strong tool for investors to start choosing where they want to take their where they want to place their bets. And there are actually a number of investment funds now, or hedge funds, which hedge against the risks of the impacts of climate change and the direct impacts of climate change on various companies, and the regulatory risks, so the risk due to chance it's going to be a high cost of carbon in the future, and similar issues. Carbon disclosure is very sort of welcome, and that's quite interesting. And I guess the most obvious reason that you could reduce your emissions is because your customers, if you're serving the public, are becoming more and more interested in this. So marketing is no doubt, that's like one of the main issues, one of the main reasons that companies are doing this. But I don't think that anyone would complain if a company is making ethical decisions based on you know, market incentives. If you're going to make money out of doing something which is going to save the planet as well, you know, we